Hello everyone, my name's Tomas, and welcome back to the Big Little Works channel. Today, I'd like to share with you a little project I've been working on recently. Not too long ago, a friend of mine picked up his first HO locomotive, a Tyco Pacific. Wanting to be a good friend and get him deeper into the hobby, I helped him fix it up and restore it. As you can see here, the locomotive ended up being a pretty fantastic runner for an old Tyco. From this experience, I felt inspired to take another look at some of my own Mantua Tyco Pacifics. So, I got out this, my Mantua Power Drive Hudson. This is basically just a Mantua Pacific with an extra wheel added. In the way of maintenance, this locomotive just needed the basics: wheels and bearings clean, general dirt, hair, and grease removed, and then fresh oil and lube added. The main big thing I wanted to do with this locomotive though was to replace the old open frame motor with a Mabuchi can motor. Shout out to my buddy Varun, by the way, for putting me onto these. Not only are these motors very cheap to get, they're also incredibly smooth and powerful, meaning that they're perfect for a big heavy die-cast locomotive like this one. However, I didn't want to just glue the motor in and call it a day. I love designing stuff and I love 3D printing, so I decided why not make a drop-in motor mount that screws right into the chassis. So that's exactly what I did. My first few attempts at this were oversized to say the least. The shell could not fit on at all. But after a few iterations, I got it down pat with a very simple yet effective design that just needed a drop of glue and a washer to work correctly. As you can see from the footage, this locomotive now runs very, very smoothly, and I'm super happy with how this turned out. However, I wasn't quite out of the woods yet. See, the only problem with this Mabuchi motor is that it's a little bit big, and it did not fit inside the Mantua Pacific shell, meaning that I had to take a Dremel to the shell and carve out a little bit of extra space so that the motor could fit in. After that long and pretty agonizing process though, it was basically just a drop-in fit like I wanted. And with that, the repower was complete. Now you may have noticed that this is part 1 of a series. That's because I'm not quite done with this locomotive yet. While in terms of running, the locomotive is excellent, I would like to upgrade more features about this engine. I'm not a big fan of the plastic leading and trailing trucks, so I'd like to replace those. Additionally, I think the cab is way too small. That is the cab from the Mantua Switcher, and I don't think it looks good. I'd also like to replace a lot of the cast-on details with separate ones, as well as add some interesting piping work to really bring this locomotive to life and make it a proper model. But for now, that's all I have for this engine. So I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next part.